Wanted to do just a very brief midweek update. And the title of it, I don't want to be sensational about this or anything. I'm just quoting a title from an Italian newspaper. The Pope fears the end of the world. I think this is, I'm not sure how significant this thing is. It's just something that, I've talked a lot about Pope Francis and the things that he has done over the years. I'll talk a little bit about that at the end of this update. I've done videos on it before, especially back in 2014, how he reached out to evangelicals, trying to bring evangelicals together with the Roman Catholic Church in a very direct way with Kenneth Copeland and Tony Palmer. And then people like James Robeson and Beth Moore threw in with that this was something that this was great for the church. I disagree very strong with that. I made that clear in the videos that I've done on that. Then in 2019, the Pope went to Dubai, and he entered into an agreement there, the agreement on human fraternity. Here, the document on human fraternity for world peace and living together. And it was a document that was signed by both Pope Francis and the Imam, who is the head of Al-Azhar University in Cairo. That's the most important Islamic Sunni theological institution on planet Earth. It's also, you might remember, where about 10 years before that, in one of his first major foreign speeches, Barack Obama went to Al-Azhar University in Cairo and gave a speech on June 4th, 2009. I've done a number of videos on that as well. So in light of that, I think that I see in the, which was announced in the Italian newspapers, this is the Italian newspaper Libero, and on the front page, the translation of that title is "The Pope Sees the End of the World." That's the title, and it tells it what he's going to do to try to prevent that. So I think just in the context of wars, rumors of wars, what this Pope has done, what he's doing, what he's trying to accomplish, many Catholics think he's apostate because of the things that he's done. And then the title on the right-hand page is "The Pope Now Fears the End of the World." So I'm not trying to be sensational about it. This is a fairly major Italian newspaper that covers the Vatican and the Roman Catholic Church saying these things. Now, what's going on? Well, back on March 2nd, a website that is run by the Ukrainian Catholic bishops issued a call or a request to Pope Francis to consecrate Russia as requested by Our Lady of Fatima. The Pope responded to that with this on Friday, March 25, during the celebration of penance in St. Peter's Basilica. "I will consecrate Russia and Ukraine to the Immaculate Heart of Mary." Now, I want you to understand, I don't agree with this part of Catholic doctrine or teaching. I think it's false, but I want you to understand that this is the Pope who's trying to unite the religions of the world, the two major religions. There's actually buildings being built in Dubai to recognize this. It's called the Abrahamic House of All Faiths. They will have a mosque, a synagogue, and a church. And this does play in with I think the Abraham Accords and some of the sentiment behind this. So I don't think this is a good thing, and I think this does play into end times Bible prophecy. So the Pope has announced that he's going to do this on September 25th. I'm sorry, March 25th in the Vatican in St. Peter's Square. And this is what the article says. I'll just read you a little bit of the article. "The Vatican will consecrate Russia and Ukraine to Our Lady, a gesture that recalls the prophecies of Fatima. Now, the prophecies of Fatima came about when three shepherd children, and here you can see them in the upper left-hand corner, and then in the big picture is a picture of the basilica, the church that has been built to celebrate this event that happened at Fatima back in 1917. These three shepherd children had a vision of the Virgin Mary. Now, again, I believe that this vision is demonic. It has led to the formation of a massive cult. And there were three prophecies, supposedly, given by the Virgin Mary to these three shepherd children, supposedly predicting World War I or World War II. I can't remember what the other one was. And then there was a third prophecy that was considered to be secret. It was supposedly opened in 1960, then sealed back up again. And there's been a lot of speculation as to what that third prophecy is. A lot of the people that follow this cult, this Fatima cult, and by the way, Fatima was also the name of the favorite daughter of the Prophet Muhammad. I also think I told you when there was this icon that ended up in Fatima that was brought back in a special ceremony in 2004 and given to Vladimir Putin in Russia by Cardinal McCarrick. Pope John Paul II wanted to go, but he was ill at the time. And so I've also talked a little bit about this kind of spiritual aspect that is behind what's going on in this Ukraine-Russia war, that there's a spiritual aspect to it. Not a true spiritual aspect, but it's one of the things that's driving it. So this one prophecy, the third prophecy, related to the consecration of Russia to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. This is all kinds of false Catholic doctrine in here, but this is what a large number of people within the Roman Catholic Church believe, and more importantly, it is what the popes have believed, and it is what this pope believes. For example, the devotion to Mary was so strong among Pope John Paul II, who I've seen evangelical leaders call this great missionary for the Christian church, that on his coffin were the words TTM, Totus Tuus Mary. That's what it stood for, Totally Yours Mary. That was on his coffin. You may have seen pictures of that. I know I covered it in an update that I did around the time of following the funeral of Pope John Paul II. So Francis has come on the scene, and he continues to be devoted to Mary as well. I mean, here's a picture of him going to Fatima, Portugal in 2017 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of these prophecies. So this is a big deal to this pope. And then there's also this, here's another picture of him there in Fatima. So going back to the article, okay, again, the article, the Pope fears the end of the world, and the Pope fears nuclear war. So it says this. This is from the article in the Italian newspaper Libero. Either Russia converts or it brings us towards the end of the world. Pope Francis is so convinced of this, they announced that on March 25, during the celebration of penance in St. Peter's Basilica, he will consecrate Russia and Ukraine to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. If it were not enough to clarify his intention, the same act on the same day will be carried out in Fatima by the cardinal and Roman Catholic cardinal in Fatima. Now, so this prophecy occurred back in 1917, and there is this belief that if Russia is consecrated to the heart of Mary, and now they're doing both Russia and Ukraine, that at least the Fatima prophecy said that Russia will convert and there will be peace. So I just want you to watch for what might happen if the Pope does this on March 25th, and by the way, March 25th is a very important day on the Catholic calendar. That is, March 25th is considered to be the day of the Annunciation, when the angel appeared to Mary to tell her that she was going to bear a son. And it is also the day on which the Catholic Church believes that the crucifixion occurred. So it's a very big day. And it was a big enough day that on March 25th, 1984, Pope John Paul II consecrated the world to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, trying to bring about peace. Well, that obviously has not resulted in peace. But the point of this is that there are people out there that are trying to achieve peace in the context of this Ukraine-Russia war that we have going on right now. Here's just a little bit more in the article in Libero. The Pope was convinced by the Ukrainian bishops of the Latin Rite to do this. On March 2nd, an appeal appeared on the website of the Roman Catholic Bishops' Conference in Kiev, which read, "We humbly implore your holiness to publicly perform an act of dedication to the most holy Immaculate Heart of Mary of Ukraine and Russia, as requested by the Most Holy Virgin at Fatima. May the Mother of God, Queen of Peace, accept our supplications." So this is, we'll have to see how this plays out, but this is something that just happened yesterday. The Pope tweeted this out, that he was going to do this. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about it on Sunday in my update on March 20th, and we'll explore a little bit some of the push that's been taking place through this document that the Pope signed in Dubai in 2019, and also this subsequent thing that he issued, this encyclical letter, Laudato Si, on care for our common home. So there's a number of Catholics that are upset with this. They don't think that this is going to accomplish anything. Nevertheless, this is something that I think is playing into what's going on with this Ukraine-Russian war, and we'll talk about it on Sunday. Thank you.